You know, so.
All right, well, do you guys want to start the meeting?
Yeah, it is that time, isn't it?
Sure.
Yeah, there's nothing that we're voting on tonight, so,
Okay.
you know, we can go ahead and just roll and try and get this, go through everything that I want to get through tonight. Let's see. We will go ahead and I will say, welcome to the Far East Area Commission meeting. This is our, I think our May, June, July, our 4th digital meeting that we've had. 5th, if you want to count a special meeting that we had before. So we will go ahead and say the Pledge of Allegiance, and then we will do roll call, and we will approve the meeting minutes from July. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic
for which it stands,
one nation, under God, indivisible, with
indivisible,
liberty and justice
for all.
Okay. Jean, you want to
Yes,
take the roll
okay.
call?
Roll call vote. All of those who are here will say yes, and all those who are not here, just be silent. Commissioner Chamberlain.
Here.
And Commissioner Monahan is on excused leave. Commissioner Johnson, Commissioner Marshall, and yours truly, yes, Tyree is here. Commissioner Harris, I think she's excused, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Commissioner Holmes?
Yes.
And Commissioner Dotley?
Here, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, did everybody have a chance to look at the meeting minutes from July?
Yes.
Okay. Do we have any changes that need to be made?
I move that the minutes be accepted as printed.
I will second it.
May I say something?
Sure.
I just want to make sure, what is your quorum?
Oh, we probably need quorum to accept
Do
meeting
any
minutes.
voting? Yeah.
Yeah, this would be considered voting.
Is it? Yeah. So is your quorum 4? I don't. Or
We have 8. We have 8 commissioners, so no, we would need 5. So we
Okay.
can accept the meeting minutes.
Okay.
Thank you, Lynn. Thank you.
Uh-oh.
I will make a note that we need to accept them in September.
So it's what? What's the percentage?
We need majority.
And there are 8 of us?
Yes.
So 4 doesn't do it.
No, we would need one more than just equal.
Yeah.
Depends on your bylaws. What your bylaws say.
And I just happen to have a set of the bylaws here tonight.
Yes, we do.
And a majority of the commission members shall constitute a quorum for conducting business.
Okay.
So we will move to accept those in September. We have no zonings for tonight. I do want to, before we get to the bylaws, there's a couple things I would like to bring up and go over. So when we have our meetings here, we're doing this on Zoom. I went to try and to place the recordings from Zoom onto, or to email them out, and to move them, and they're such a large file that I couldn't figure out how to do it. each one's probably at least 100 megabytes.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you can't send them in emails because you need to get them down to under 25 to be sent out in email. So if somebody requests one of the recorded meetings, the only way that I was able to do it, and it took a long time for me to do this, was I converted them to an audio file. So it's not a video file. I made them into an audio file, and then I had to shrink them down into portions and send them as portions. So like a quarter of the meeting, the second quarter of the meeting, the third quarter of the meeting, the fourth quarter of the meeting. So a question for you guys is, we can, and I know there's a way to do this. I don't know how to do it. I would have to investigate it. But I know that we can, in addition to just being on Zoom, it can automatically put us onto our Facebook page and make it live. With that, it would be open to comments. I don't think that we can address comments during our meeting, probably because we shouldn't be monitoring Facebook at the time when we're having our meeting. But we could have it being broadcast live on Facebook if we wanted to. And I know that some commissions, even back before we were on the digital age, when we were having in-person meetings, would record them somehow and then have them live on Facebook as well. So if that's something that you that we want to, if you want me to investigate that and figure out how to do that, I could look into that and report back at the next meeting.
That's a good idea. I mean, we can have more people on if they want to attend the meeting on Facebook, and it doesn't really affect us with a bunch of people on Zoom popping in and out.
Oh, you mean, oh, on Facebook, okay.
How many people is this account? Well, let me say it this way. How many people can we have on this account at one time during a meeting?
As many as we want.
Okay.
No, I think there is a limit based on the amount that we paid for the membership of the Zoom, because there are different tiers.
Right.
I thought it was maybe up to 100.
Okay. That's still good. I mean, heck, you don't think you're going to have 100.
Right.
Oh yeah, 100 would be, yeah.
Do we not have a Google Cloud account or something like that?
No, I don't. Okay, so I looked into one of them, and again, I don't know enough about this kind of stuff. But I looked into setting one up for the Greater East Side Coalition. And with that, there's something called like a G Suite. And with this G Suite, I think it's like stands for like Google Suite. And with it, I couldn't figure out, basically, I couldn't figure out how to do a Google Drive without having it be in this G Suite. I don't know enough about it. Do you, Daryl?
Yeah, I've got a Gmail account.
I have an email account too.
Let me play with it and I'll get back to you.
Okay.
I use Google Dual, and I can have up to 4 people, well, 3 and myself is 4 on it at one time, but I don't know how many you can actually have. Because you can do a conference with Google. I don't know how many. So,
but when you're referring back to this as far as, oh, you're saying that instead of going Facebook Live, we would go Google Live?
No. I like Facebook Live because again, you can have, I mean, a lot of people out there onto
Okay.
hundreds. So I would give it a, I wouldn't do Google, but I would keep Facebook Live. That's pretty simple for old folks like me.
Okay.
At least Facebook, they don't want, if they want to talk, they've got to come in on our Zoom account, though, right?
Right, right. Because we
I-
can't monitor both at the same time. There'd be no way.
Do you me a question? Do you have Microsoft Word?
Yes.
Okay,
I have Word.
I know you. I know there's a OneDrive through Microsoft Office.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So you can use Microsoft Office for conferences?
No. Just to house the our meetings.
Oh, okay.
Just a place to put them.
Oh, I see.
Gerald, are you saying that
but I'd still
recorded
have
meetings?
Huh?
Are you saying house recorded meetings?
Yeah.
Okay.
but I would still have to figure out how to
Yeah, you're right.
get them from the Zoom
Okay,
over
let me
to the
let me
Google
ask you-
Drive.
let me ask it this way, since we don't have a vote anyway. Part of what one of the emails I have that I know everybody else has too, was the fact that the city of Columbus was allowing us dollars for enhancing digital stuff that we're doing.
Yes, that's on my yep.
And I'm looking on here, Lynn, do you know whether they would allow us to use that money for a cloud account?
No.
Stanley Gates is going to be on today, and he's going to be able to talk to you about that, because I asked the city and I asked my department, and they said go to city council on this. It's they're providing the money, and they're providing what the restrictions are.
I would think that would
Daryl.
be easiest for everybody.
Daryl,
Yes.
I asked for clarification on that. And that's one of the things that I was going to tackle here. Like that's like number 5 on my list. But I did. Kevin McCain was the one who sent out the email in regards to that. I did contact him, and in the email there was a PDF of a list of available equipment that we would need to select from. So there are only 7 things on the list that we have the ability to choose from.
Okay.
And I asked, is there any leeway on this? And he said he didn't think so, because they are getting these at a special cost because they're like in contract or under contract or something. It's part of a contract or something. So I think that's why they're able to get the price of these things for what they are, and that I think that's why these things were on here.
Okay.
But basically, it's a HP desktop computer for $650, an HP standard laptop for $839, a Dell LCD display monitor for $135, an HP LCD display monitor for $183, Microsoft Office Suite for $149, and that includes Word, Excel, and PowerPoint only. Then you have a projector, which includes the HDMI cable and power strip for $1,000, and a portable projector screen for $625.
Okay.
That's it.
All right.
So if we look at we always have our meetings at the Pride Center, and all of these things are already at the Pride Center.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that's why I asked him, I'm like, well, is this if I mean, and if the purpose, because I had to think about, okay, so what is the purpose behind this? And I think it might have been, and I don't know if Lynn, if you know anything about this, but I thought it was probably because certain commissions, not all of the commissioners maybe had laptops or computers that they could participate in digital meetings during this
that.
time.
I did hear that, but I did not know to what extent that was when they legislated this.
Right. So I thought maybe this was to actually help commissions to be able to go online digital. And our commission, we don't really need any of these things.
Okay, so the next question is, I don't know what the hosting agreement is that we have where the website is. Is that on where's it
That's
located?
on Vistaprint. It's
Does
Vistaprint.
Vistaprint offer cloud storage? Because if they do, that would be a good place to put it.
I can check, and if it's not part of our account, we may be able to upgrade to that. But the thing that I would want to look for is, hey, good evening, Ava.
Good evening.
Hey,
Hi.
I guess the thing that I would need to figure out is whatever form it's saved in the Zoom. I forget what kind of a file it is. If we can get it onto the iCloud, versus if we could get it somehow onto the web page, may as well just put it on the web page, and then we don't have to pay for the iCloud.
that's true.
You know, and maybe I just need to do some more investigating to figure out how to get it off of the condense it somehow.
No, I think your limitation is where you're trying to send it. They don't let you do that. That they're limiting you. You're not limiting yourself. They're limiting you.
Oh, because the file's so large, maybe?
That's right. They're saying we don't want that file that large.
Ah, okay. All right. Okay. I'll look into it more and let you know. If anybody has any thoughts, I guess send them to me, but otherwise I'll look into it more and try and figure it out. I was just trying to get through a bunch of other things for this meeting, and trying to navigate the web page to be able to put things and change things on there. Okay.
Okay, before we move on, it would be fair to say, Jennifer, this would come under the topic of new business. The topic would be, not topic, but what you are, is Daryl going to help you out with this exploring technique?
I'm going to explore.
Okay, what I'm going to write here under new business is explore options to to store virtual meetings. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
Okay, we'll leave it at that, and I'll put Chamberlain and Holmes.
Put me down also. I have a great friend, and she's a IT goddess. And I'm just texting her while we work, and she was telling me that the Vistaprint, you can store it in the cloud. You can.
Okay.
And I just asked her about it from Zoom to our webpage, and she hasn't responded back yet. But when I find out,
okay.
No.
Okay.
Okay, I have you three on this on that particular statement. Explore options to store virtual meetings. Chamberlain, Holmes, and Dudley. I keep on. I get you together. Dudley,
Dudley. I don't know.
Doolittle.
That one too.
Okay, I got that together. Okay.
We could be the IT committee.
That'll work.
Okay, and then the city town halls have up to 10,000 Facebook Live. Yeah, I don't doubt that. I'm sure there's a lot of people that could go onto Facebook Live. I don't know what the total amount is, if there is a total amount, but let's see. Okay, so segueing into that, on August 10th, there will be a virtual town hall meeting for the East Side. So this is similar to, I would assume, the one where city council would come in and have their station set up in the Barnett Center, and we would go table to table like that.
Well, no, this is going to be in 90 minutes. This is going to be 9 or 10 speakers. It's going to be really fast paced.
Oh, speakers? Oh.
Oh yeah, presenters.
Oh.
Going to be a lot of the issues that are going on the ballot. I think, the Civilian Review Board, the electric aggregation, and then other issues like the Vision Zero for transportation. They're going to talk about illegal dumping, and there is a segment that you can get online that will give the other speakers. I don't know all, but there will be, and I'm one of the co-hosts. And my counterpart, who's in the Near East Side, is Jesus Ovalle, and he's the other co-host. And all we're going to be doing is trying to move it along, and then maybe give a few updates as liaisons at the end. I don't think there's going to be time to do that. So what we're going to ask is people to put their questions in a chat line, and then we will start getting them answered by the appropriate people.
Is all this in person?
At that same meeting?
What? Okay, who's speaking?
Daryl.
Okay. What?
Oh, me? Will the questions be answered at that meeting, or are they to be answered after?
If we're fortunate, there may be a couple of questions answered, but it's going to be so fast paced that most of the questions will have to be answered at a later time. And that's sometimes when you had the city council meeting with the administration, they had to get back to you then.
Oh yeah, they almost always had to get back.
Yeah, so this doesn't change, it's just virtual.
Okay.
Lynn, this is sponsored by Don, correct?
Well, this is Department of Neighborhoods, but this is really the administration putting just a long list of information they want everyone to know about. And this is the first one, so the second and third and fourth is going to be the same information.
Yeah, I noticed that in the flyer.
Yeah, they sent 2 flyers, one with all the series, and then one with me and Jesus as co-hosts. But I know how Ava is about Greater Southeast. She wanted it south and east. So I asked if it would be changed. I don't know if they will change it or not, but that is what's kind of holding that up.
Are they going to talk about projects that's going to be taken on in our area?
It's not going to be
Programs.
Area specific. It's going to be more citywide specific in terms of initiatives. I am going to talk to my team, my Pride Center team, and see if there's anything that I can tease out of them that I can mention, but I won't have more than 3 to 5 minutes.
Okay.
So in essence, this is going to be a city information dump.
Yes.
And who's it for?
I like it, Gene.
Who can attend it?
I'm sorry.
Who can attend it?
Anybody that wants to get on there, it could be 1,000 people. They're going to do Facebook Live. It could be 1,000 to 10,000 people.
All right.
I know the West Side has been doing it, and they have had up to 10,000 people. So anybody who wants to attend, whether they are in the area or not, attend.
Okay. Oh, so it was like that last one on the West Side that they had. That
Well, they had a West Side with community, but the West Side, liaison she has been doing Facebook Live a few times. And what I will be doing is, after I kind of learn a little bit more, I will start doing Facebook Live.
Okay.
Lynn, since I'm no longer chair, it doesn't matter what I think, okay?
It always matters what you think.
Oh, no.
Yes, I agree.
We have to talk offline then. Okay.
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 Okay, any more questions about the town hall dump? Okay. All right. The next thing I have is there is a zoning training coming up on August 15th. The last day to register is August 12th. So if you need a refresh on zoning, that would be the time to do it.
Already scheduled.
Already scheduled.
Good job.
I would encourage everyone, you always learn something new. I always learn something new when I go to zoning training. And just like, and you never know when you may have to be zoning chair. The Mid-East
Don't say that.
zoning chair.
I know.
So someone's got to step up to the plate.
The registration end date is what, Jen?
The 12th of August.
The 12th
Okay.
is the 12th at like 11:59 p.m. is the shut off for it, but it's
Okay.
August 15th. Oh, and Jean, Larry, the reason Larry couldn't be here tonight was he was at the dentist having his teeth put back in. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah, he wasn't sure if he'd be able to make it. I didn't want it to be too painful for him.
Okay, I got him excused.
May I say something real quick about zoning? If you have questions ahead of time, you can get them in so they can be answered. I would suggest that if you have any questions about zoning before the 15th.
Okay. All right, the next thing that I have is the GEC update. So the Greater East Side Coalition, we had a wonderful meeting last Saturday, and we will be beginning 100 days of service on September 7th. And I have been sending out the newsletter to all the commissioners, but please just keep passing out the newsletter to as many people as you can, especially in the area. We try to have the newsletter be as relevant to the East Side as we can. But the 100 days of service will begin on September 7th, and it's a chance for, I think, all three of the commissions on the East Side to really showcase and I guess involve the community in the amount of service work that we do. So it would also give people ideas that if they want to become involved, if they want to commit to service, it'll give us the ability to have a myriad of things on our Facebook page that could give them ideas. Ava, do you want to add anything else about that?
No, I think it's a great opportunity for people just to get involved. We are looking for volunteer opportunities and people who are volunteering. So we got some exciting things planned. So we're still working through it, but I'm excited to be a part of this committee.
Yeah. All right, and then my last idea that I had. So we're given this extra $1,000 this year that we won't be able to spend on what's it called?
Technology.
RNNC.
RNNC, yeah. So this last weekend on Friday, the Department of Neighborhoods was they've been doing COVID box events around the city, and this the one on Friday was the second one that they had, and it was over at the Barnett Center, and they gave away 500 boxes in about an hour and 15 minutes, an hour and a half, 500 boxes. And I was just the amount of people that came to it, and even when we ran out of the boxes, how many people were still pulling up to take part. I don't know if we want to if we want to look at possibly using some of that money to maybe put together COVID boxes to the public, and if we wanted to even possibly collaborate it with the other area commissions on the east side, we could check with them to have one really large event, and we could tie it into the GEC as well, the Greater East Side Coalition, maybe at like the halfway point of the 100 days of service. But I just looked really quick online before the meeting, and I just went to Walmart to look, and we could, for $932, they had we could get 300 of the little 2-ounce bottles of hand sanitizer. We could get 600 disposable masks, so maybe 2 for each box, and then we could get 300 rolls of toilet paper, and I picked Angel Soft toilet paper, so it wasn't like a real expensive one. It wasn't a raw experience.
Well said.
But each one was individually wrapped though too, so I don't know, I thought maybe that might be important. But so we could do 300 like COVID boxes full of those 3 things, and we might be able to get more put in there with the help of, like, if the other area commissions want to take part in that, or we could even find sponsors to help with that. But it was just an idea of one thing that we could do with that money, and another way that we could use it towards service to the community. So if anyone else had any thoughts, that was just something that
I like the idea. I like it. Heck, a lot of times,
Jennifer, you might, since you're thinking about trying to tie this in with the coalition, you might want to talk to some of the folks who are private stakeholders. They might want to contribute and partner. I'm thinking about Steve Lindsay and his sister might want to be 2 of the folks that involved. We could also ask some of the medical units on this side of town, see if they want to be involved also.
okay. Good ideas.
If it's really going to be a COVID box, I would like to see us try to put more than 2 masks in there if possible.
So I got the contact, Jennifer, of the food truck. I mean, the folks that provided all that food. They provided 3,200 pounds of food.
Right.
So that I think they would be a good resource also.
Okay.
Okay.
Jennifer, the other thing that we're lacking is testing sites. So if we could hook up possibly with a testing site or someone who's doing testing and then pass out the boxes, that would be even more beneficial.
Absolutely.
I'm not sure if it's possible, but I think we should try.
Ooh, yeah.
That's a great idea.
Who's running testing sites anyway?
The city of Columbus, the state of Ohio. I work for the Department of Health. So
Oh.
I know the Department of Health is running some testing sites, but just trying to get everything coordinated, you know, we still have a little bit of time, but it would be nice to have a testing site and then pass out a box. So that would be great if we could find a space big enough.
You're the person to go to on that one then.
How large of a spot you're looking for?
Well, it just depends, you know, if the last community care box team had over 1,000 boxes, we're going to need some space. So, and then you need to be able to drive in and drive out. So, you know, I don't really know, but I know we need some space. So just put it at that.
Could we partner with one of the rec centers again?
I can check in to see how much space they've utilized before, but you're going to need to set up tables. You're going to need a tent. So, you know, maybe something that we can or cannot do, but it's worth looking into. So I can get the information for you guys and pass it on to Jennifer.
Keith, any thoughts?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ride around, look at some of these bigger parking lots that have these bigger stores. There's a couple of lots that doesn't have really much in them. So I'm gonna see if I can find out who are the owners of those lots and call them and ask them. So I'll just make a note for myself. Did you see the smoke?
Yeah, I did.
That one squirrel I have up there working.
Well, I just, if you are interested in doing this, I just want to let you know, it is very labor intensive to get those boxes done. And I've spent a lot of time putting those boxes together. So just keep that in mind because you'll need a lot of volunteers.
Mm-hmm.
Even if they're not COVID boxes, if they're
Bags?
we could even do COVID bags and maybe get all the bags donated from like a Kroger or a Giant Eagle and have them in that even.
Mm-hmm.
You still got to put
Just
stuff
to
in it.
put things together takes time. Just assembly, it does take time. Just keep that in mind.
Okay.
When you say bags, are we looking at something that's disposable? For example, what Ava and their group had was like these little paper bags, like little lunch bags. Those can be really nice to use on a secondary basis when taken home. If we look at those plastic bags, that's just going to cause a lot of more, I say, problems when it comes to what is the term that they're trying to find a way of disposing products. Recycling. So we could look at paper products instead of paper plastic products.
Okay.
And we might be able to get donations from Kroger, Giant Eagle, some of those other big chains. And even if we're not, we could use some of the money, hopefully, from the budgets of the commissions to purchase those items. Just a thought.
Yep.
That's a great idea, Jean. Great idea.
I could check with the other two commissions and see if they would be willing to go in on something like this, and see what their thoughts are. If you want me to, trying to think time-wise, because if we did like halfway through that 100 days of service,
Mm-hmm.
the halfway point would be like the weekend of October 24th. I mean, there's a fair amount of time until then, and I think the weather would still be pretty good by then, that we could get a really good showing. I mean, it's not too cold yet by then, and I think with school beginning, the need need for those supplies will probably increase.
You could
Absolutely.
also put your branding in like Ava did. And also we could add, oh, that's so wonderful.
Yes, those are our stickers. So we have
That's
a whole
okay, your
bunch of them.
stickers.
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
We
like
gotta use them, right?
yes.
And then we could get social worker to put their contact information and resource information for jobs and other things in the backs too.
Yep.
What date are we looking at?
Well, this was just me coming up with it off the top of my head, but I was at the halfway point would be like the weekend of October 24th. That's a Saturday. So, you know, it's a week before Halloween, so that's kind of good.
Yeah, I'm off that Friday, so I can really help.
Woohoo! So I could shoot that by the other commissions and see see what their thoughts are, and then report back to everyone.
Because by then, you're gonna know how many kids really need masks in school. Because I know Gahanna has already stated that if they don't wear masks, they're gone and have to do online learning.
The governor today said that all kids going back K through 12 all need to wear masks.
Yeah.
And the only ones that will not have to wear masks are those who have health compromising issues.
Yep.
Mm.
So Jennifer, have you thought about a location where you would pass everything out?
Nope.
I'm gonna look at that for a bigger parking lot this week.
Okay.
I'm gonna go.
All right. All right, Keith. We'll depend on you.
Okay. I'm going to put this under new business,
Okay.
and it's going to be, the name is going to be COVID Community Project,
Okay. Sounds good.
and we'll have Jennifer as contacting the other commissions.
Okay.
And right now we have those who are willing to support and do additional research, and Lynn, Jennifer, Keith, Ava, and myself. So everybody's going to be involved, but we're going to wait until Jen talks with Quay and Ava to find out where we go from there after they have their conversations.
It's really Mark Harper. He's the new chair.
Oh, I forgot about that. Excuse me.
Yeah, I've stepped down, so.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to put I'm sorry, Ava, I had to cross you out and put in Mark.
That's fine.
Okay. And then Brandon, welcome to the commission meeting.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Okay, so we were just discussing a service project that we wanted to do with some of our budget money, and kind of just throwing the idea of passing out COVID boxes to the community. So contact me if you want more information. We'll also have it in the minutes under new business as well.
Cool. Just out of curiosity, what would be included in those boxes?
Well, I'm not sure. It's going to depend upon how much money we all want to spend, and how much maybe that we could reach out to sponsors in the community to donate stuff to put in there. But it just and I'm not saying I looked at the cheapest source, but real quick before the meeting, I looked at Walmart online, and they had let's say if we gave out 300 COVID boxes, they had 300 2-ounce hand sanitizers. We would have 600 disposable masks, so 2 in each box, and then we could get 300 rolls of toilet paper. So those 3 items, or 4 if you want to count doubling up on the mask, would come to $932 for us to be able to do 300 of them.
let's talk offline when you get a chance, Jennifer. I actually might have a connection for some masks,
Okay.
for donating to us. Not like, so you wouldn't have to be included in the budget.
Okay, that would be great. Whatever, and I welcome anybody to try and get any additional items that we could put in there that you think would help families at this time. I was just going off of the items that Lynn, what was all in the boxes on Friday? I never opened up a box that we were giving.
There were cleaning supplies, a mask, then there was a hand soap, toilet paper, paper towels, and then some little health bars, 4 health bars per box. And then there were at Howard Rec Center, they had little things for boys and girls, like little jump ropes for girls and little rubber trucks for boys. So they had other little stuff also for the kids.
So I would say just.
Oh, there's Stanley.
Yep,
Okay.
I see Stanley. Hi, Stanley.
Hey everyone, how are you all doing? Sorry about my tardiness, jumping from meeting to meeting.
I know. Thank you.
Of course, of course.
Let's see. Does Lynn, can you give a community update real quick while I send an invite to Officer Poole real quick?
Okay, real quick. Lindsay Acura is having their August 8th from 9 to noon, cars, coffee, and copters. I've sent the commissions that information. I think that would be really good to attend, commissioners.
What date is that, Lynn?
I sent you the information. So
okay, thank you.
And I will send it to Ava and her group. But
I already have it. Yeah.
Okay, good. Good. Safe Sleep is they really want to have safe sleep training for Celebrate One. They want to get as many people as they can in the area, whether you've had kids or not. They want to get that opportunity, and I will be talking to some people to see if I can pull that together. Our full-time social worker, as I told you, this is the first time we've had our full-time social worker in years. We're going to have a meeting with her. We had to cancel our last meeting because Quay could not come, but I think this is an opportunity to see how best we can use her. Solid waste inspectors have told me they're starting to get photos of people getting caught, and I will be sending those out to people. I think that's always a good thing for people to see, a good end product of enforcement. There is August 6th is the brainstorming Columbus Metropolitan Library. People 18 to 30 can get $50 for brainstorming, I think 2 hours. So I sent you that information. This is a good opportunity. Also, for the RNNC money, I have contacted my fellow liaisons to see what they are doing with that money in terms of their commissions. And finally, the bylaws. Yeah, I'm still trying to get folks to have a bylaws committee and to relook at the best practices that the Department of Neighborhoods had put forth at an earlier time. But that's it.
Okay. All right, that means it's back to me. I hope he can get on. I sent him a link. Let's see. Okay, so let me go on to our bylaw review. So this was brought to my attention from somebody who is not a commissioner, that in one portion of our bylaws, we still have, when we first started the area commission, our first meeting was in October, so that was our first annual meeting. But then at some point, the Department of Neighborhoods wanted us to kind of all try and switch, that way our annual meeting was in January. So we officially went to January, and in one portion of the bylaws, well, I think in two, it says January, but we missed one part of the bylaws where it still says October. So on page 6 of our bylaws, under Article 8, Elections, as it reads right now, the elections board shall consist of a minimum of 3 commission area residents appointed by the chairperson with the approval of the commission at the last regular meeting in October of each year. It should now say January to remain consistent all the way through. Then one other thing that we need to fix is on page 3 under Article 4, membership number 3, terms. The last sentence, it says, term of an at-large commissioner shall be for 2 years. Originally, our bylaws, when we first began the commission, at-large commissioners were 1 year. Then Attorney Dunbar wanted us to change it to 2 years. And now with 3109, it should be 3 years. So 3109 reads as it being 3 years. Our bylaws say 2 years, and code trumps us. So regardless, it's 3 years, but we need our bylaws to match city code. So we will need to make the term of at-large commissioners 3 years then.
We can't vote.
No, we can't vote. This is just a reading though. We have to read it 2 times before we can even vote on it.
Okay.
So,
So that's the only one we had to change, is that last sentence
That
under terms.
yes. And then at the last meeting, those are the only ones that we have to change. I then went through the bylaws kind of more carefully and found maybe a couple of things that we might want to look at changing. In this, we could even appoint a committee, bylaw committee, to look at this, and that can include all the changes that the Department of Neighborhoods wanted us to change to 3109. We'll look at them. We'll revisit them again. But so, a few of the things were under. Actually, speaking about this, committees, on page 6, Article 7, under committees, the last sentence of committees is, the number of non-members on any committee shall not exceed the number of commission members appointed. So thinking about this, if we want to have a very robust, if that's a good choice of word, we want to have a robust amount of like participation with the commission, in the commission, on the commission, I would think it would be wonderful to have committees that are large. I would think at least 5 people. But in that case, we would have to have 3 commissioners and 2 non-commissioners on a committee. I'm not sure. I just think we need a little bit of discussion on committee.
4774.
So I think that was Officer Poole.
Yeah.
We'll get to you in just a second, Officer Poole, okay?
Yeah, can we, before you get to Officer Poole, if you could get to Stanley about.
Oh, yes.
About
Okay,
the
before we go to
technology.
Stanley, just a moment, please, if you don't mind. With the committee, or you're talking about, Jennifer, you're talking about possible committee for bylaws?
Yes, we should probably, we need to look at the bylaws. So we need to we should form a committee to do that.
Okay, I just put on a new business as a proposal.
So in order to do that, do we have any,
Okay, thank you, Stanley.
well, first, do we have anybody who wants to form that committee? On the phone tonight, or on the Zoom meeting tonight? No. Okay.
I don't mind participating.
By de facto, I have to be on all of them. So according to the bylaws, so I'm on all of them anyway. Daryl,
I'll be on it.
okay, Jean.
I'll be on it.
Brandon, do you want to be on a bylaw committee?
I was about to say, because you did say that it can hold up to 2 non-members, correct?
Correct. Yes.
Yeah, then definitely.
Okay. Put Brandon on there. Brandon, can you give your last name?
Collins.
Collins.
Collins?
Yes, sir.
Brandon, what is your phone number?
614-565-3952.
Let me make sure I have this correct. 614-565-3952?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Daryl, did you want to be on it as well?
Sure. Since I've already gone through all the stuff that I've sent you a whole paper on it.
I know. And don't list me on there. I'm automatically on all of them anyway. So
She has nothing else to do.
yeah. Okay. So now we can move on to Stanley.
Yay, Stanley.
It's good to be back with you all. I feel like I haven't been to a meeting in a little bit. A bunch of things that's going on, which is good. There's a lot of things are going on. I know we were, Chair Chamberlain, we were emailing back and forth about the technology. And from what I hear, you all have already touched base on it a little bit. So I kind of just wanted to see, just some questions about if everyone has laptops, with the package that Councilmember Dorrance is pushing, that's for laptops, for computers of some sort, whether it's laptop or desktop, and trying to see if you all, one on the commission, has a computer of some sort. I think that's the first question I have.
I think all of us have a computer.
Okay. And I ask that because the dollars that are allocated to you all, I mean, realistically, there's a chance that we may be meeting like this for at least another few months, or So, we definitely want to make sure everyone has access to computers. And then with the projector screens, I think that's something that you all may be able to use later on down the road. But I wanted to make sure that everyone had a computer. If there are any other questions, I'm definitely available to help you all, but wanted to make sure that you all knew about the $2,200. That's something that Councilmember Dorrance has been working on for quite some time to make sure that each area commission has them, because of course not every area commission is like you all and has access to computers. And I know I have an area commission that still has not met virtually. So there are a lot of different things going on. We want to make sure that you all have the tools you need to continue the work that you're doing. And of course, thank you for the work that you're doing despite the pandemic. I mean, you all have been meeting monthly, so thank you all.
Well, thank you, Stanley. If that's the intent of what the program is for, I don't want to, since we all have computers on our commission, I don't want to spend that, I don't want to take any of that money. I would rather it go towards commissions who need, who really have the need for computers. That way they can participate online digitally. So please, if the other commissioners feel the same way, I would just say go ahead and use them. Use any of our funds for the Far East. Put it towards another commission.
Fair enough. Fair enough. And I will say, I did see that Microsoft Suite Office is included in that. So even if there are, anyone who needs access to Microsoft, that's also included. But we really want to make sure that we're being creative, because we don't know when this is going to end and how it's going to end. So we want to make sure that people are able to have access to computers, and maybe potential trainings that are going to be virtually as well. So we just want to make sure that we're working with you all, listening to you all.
Stanley, what about I don't know if there's any way to add anything more to that list, but I know when they were, the Columbus City schools were looking at providing, computers for every, or I call them computer, but like the Chrome or whatever those books are. Yeah, to students. The other thing that they were doing was having some sort of, I don't know what the word for this is, but like a little device that lets them hook onto the internet or something.
Hotspots.
Hotspots. Can those be provided to commissions if they need them? So that way they have a way to connect as well?
That's a great question. I think that's actually a really good idea. I can check with Councilmember Dorn's office, but I think that's a really good idea. There are a lot of people who, whether it's the kids or even commissioners, who are trying to make sure that they have internet. We unfortunately don't have a citywide Wi-Fi system, so the hotspots would definitely be helpful.
Okay.
I agree.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Stanley. We appreciate you coming out here tonight.
Of course. I'm happy to see you all.
Good to see you.
Thank you, Stanley.
Thanks, Stanley.
Officer Poole, do you have anything that you want to share?
No, there isn't. I just wanted to be part of your guys' meeting, so I greatly appreciate the invite. And well, I guess there is one thing. Crime is not decreasing; it is continuously increasing, especially on 9 precincts. We're having from Bexley and Whitehall, between Bexley and Whitehall, and major increase of violent crimes. 20 and 14 is kind of moderate, I would say, moderate high, but 9 precincts is very high.
Officer Poole, do you have are they shooting related or not?
Yep, they are shooting. We're having there are shootings, the robberies, and home invasions. Those are the three violent crimes that are occurring on 9. That is alarming. In the past several weeks, that has been increased as well. I have not had an access to my computer today to send out the alerts, but as soon as I get access to the computer, I'll send it out probably sometime tomorrow.
Okay. A question, I know that was brought up before. Is there any possibility about the area of qualifying for shot spotter?
That is out of my control. I think that you would have to reach out to Safety Director Stewart to be able to seek that. But
Okay.
I would think out of all precincts, 9 precincts would be the most desirable and most
Needed.
warranted one to have one. Yes, most needed.
Okay, if you wanted me to reach out to Stewart, is there any data that you could provide me with that would help to back that up in the
Yeah,
request?
Yep. Let me. I'll send a request to Tom Smith, a crime analysis, and see what he can send out to us in addition to what he's already sent out to us to send out to you guys. Like I said, I didn't have access to the computer today, but I will reach out to him and see if there's any additional to what he can add to it.
That's a great idea, Tom Smith. I thought he retired. He's still.
No. He's still with us. He's
Okay.
not in our building. Our crime analysis is no longer in the building of the community liaison. They are at headquarters now, so we don't have a very good close relationship with them except for emails.
Okay. He was supposed to leave in April. That's why I asked. Okay. I'm glad he's still.
How many police districts do we have in our area?
Officer Poole referred to,
Yeah, I'm sorry,
to Tom Smith. Is that correct?
Yes.
Be Tom Smith.
I'm sorry. What was that?
You're going to refer Jennifer to contact Tom Smith?
No. I will reach out to Tom Smith, our crime analysis, and see if there's any additional information he can add to the report that he's already sent out.
Oh, okay.
And then I will send that out to Jennifer. Yes. Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
Send it out. Yep. Yeah. No problem. To clarify that.
Hey, Officer Smith, how many police districts do we have in our area?
This is Officer Poole. That was Tom Smith,
Sorry,
the crime analysis.
I'm sorry.
That's
How
okay.
many?
That's okay. That's okay. We have 4 zones. We're in zone 2. There are 5 zones in the city. 5 zones in the city, and we are zone 2. And there are 4 precincts. Precincts that cover zone 2 is 9, 13, 14, and 20.
Thank you.
And we're down a CLO in 9 right now, correct?
That is correct. Officer Stacy accepted 13 precincts and 9 precincts got posted. There is a lot of seniority that put in for that job just because there's a lot of abolishment jobs that just occurred. And and then also, from my understanding, there's going to be a lot of change going on with our detective bureau as well with the patrol that's coming up first of the year. I don't know the particulars about it, but there's a lot of things that are occurring as the executive staff is working to make some change occur. So we'll look to see whether or not, I'm hoping that it will benefit the community. I'm hoping that's the ideal part of it is. So I do know that it's going to change some of the officers' lifestyle as in days off and areas they work and those things, but we'll see what happens and then where they end up going.
And just real quickly, in the short term, I forgot to give an update. Safe Streets is a boots on the ground group of officers who work in the summer, and they are very good at what they do. They only have till August unless someone provides more money for them. They only have till August. And I strongly encourage commissioners, civics, and block watches to utilize them as much as possible. And I sent you their phone numbers and email addresses.
We don't have them. We would not even have enough money to pay for like half an officer for Safe Streets out of our funds.
Well, no, I'm not thinking of your commission. I'm not thinking of you. I was referring to someone else in the room. But I do think that in August, you have to strike while the and I just got a response from Stanley. August is a very impacted month. If you don't use them, Precinct 13 will, because they're housed in Precinct 13. So it's
Well,
up.
Lynn, I just
Yes.
want to add to that. Just last week alone, just 2 days of last week, Safe Streets were, I believe, 5 guns were recovered, 3 on 14 on Bryce and Chaneway, and 2 guns off of on 9 precincts. I want to say off of Livingston area. I'm not for sure of the cross street, but it's off of Livingston. So within 2 days last week, they were very busy on recovering and making several arrests. So
Awesome.
unfortunately, due to the pandemic and the climate that has occurred in the past 4 months, I guess it would be, whatever, however far we are when we first started with the coronavirus, lockdown. Crime has increased tremendously in the boldness of people as far as committing the crime, and the boldness of individuals flaunting what they feel like they can do, continues to get away with the things that they won't believe that they can get away with. So it's, I do know that with Safe Streets very active and enforcing the violations out there, it is taking the guns off the street from the criminals. So that is a positive thing to look at.
And then Winchester Pike, was that you guys that big drug bust, that $1 million drug bust?
I heard about, I that was over the weekend. I am not for sure, but that was Fairfield County, Franklin County, Fairfield County was the task force on that. So I'm thinking we were part of it, but I don't think we were the lead of it. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. We assisted, but but it wasn't our investigation. So a lot of times what happens is there could be the main player, and then there could be other suppliers, and the other suppliers could be throughout the other counties and other cities. So what they do is, what we do is we'll get search warrants for maybe 10 different locations, and we'll hit them all at once. Because if you don't hit them all at once, what will happen is the word will get out, and the communication will get out to either destroy the dope, get rid of the guns, or get rid of the evidence. So it's a big task. It's a big task, and it takes a lot of manpower, a lot of time to be able to do that. Because if you just get one house, then the word will get out real quickly. And then you other 6, 7, 8, 10 other side, I guess, lower areas of homes or places of dealings will get rid of their evidence. So it's one of those houses. So that's all I can say.
Okay. Officer Poole, it was nice to see. I actually saw two cruisers in the Creekstone area. It was amazing. They were actually there. Nice to see them.
That's good.
The other thing I need to ask you very honestly is, how are you doing?
How am I doing?
Yes,
Did
sir.
you say?
Yes, sir.
Well, I'm hanging in there. You mean mentally wise, physically wise, or
absolutely?
Or what do
you guys are under a lot of pressure.
It is. Yes, it is. It is. It's a climate that is that's beating us up. I just got to say, and unfortunately, a lot of times when this happens, the community and the citizens are unfortunately get the consequences of a lot of this stuff that's happening. So, and I know that the officers are trying their best to stay positive and try to be active as much as possible, and so that the brunt of obviously the criminal activity doesn't interfere with the citizens, the law-abiding citizens out there. So, but unfortunately, you know, when you run short of personnel, because a lot of the personnel are sent downtown for, you know, riots and protesting and things that, you know, some things are obviously good and some things are not really necessary to have protests or to have rioting out in the cities. And you have to have personnel out there that takes from the community, from the streets and the neighborhoods of active patrolling. So when we're short to begin with, 6 or 7 bodies short, and then now bodies are taken out of the community to address other issues within the city, that means that the community is even short even more of officers, and being proactive is almost not even existence, because all they're doing is reacting to the crime that is occurring.
Officer Poole, I just want to reinforce that, you know, our commission, of course, we started from block watches. We're all leaders of our block watches. Then that you actually, between you and Lynn, convinced us to start an area commission, which we are forever grateful. But you have our full support, and we were very happy a couple weeks ago, the 3 area commissions on the east side, with Quay Barnes and when Ava was still chair of the Greater Southeast Area Commission, and myself brought ice cream over to all the officers at the precinct substation. So we were very happy to do that.
And they were very grateful, and they enjoyed it. But this way, they were very thankful, and thank you guys for doing that.
Sure, anything we can do to lift up the spirits. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And whoever asked that question, thank you for the concern. Thank you for caring, and thank you for all that you guys do for the community and for the support. You know, unfortunately, just like any organizations, there are things that happen that just kind of puts a black eye on whatever organization it is. And, you know, unfortunately, you know, in this particular case, it was kind of brutal to all law enforcement officers out there, and especially for all those that are good. You know, unfortunately, you know, people don't know who we are, and they don't know our hearts. And it's very, very difficult for us to continue, and it's hard for us to show that love and that caring and being compassionate to others when you don't know who's the one who's going to be hating you. So I know that the officers out there that hear, you know, the ones that are very supportive, and there are many, many, many out there that are very, very supportive. So we greatly appreciate it, and we just know that you know, as we continue to do the job and work together, that's the big thing is continue to work together to keep a safe community. And that's what I really that's why I'm here on the phone with you guys, is because I want to make sure that you guys are you got my support, and I know that we've got your support. Thank you again.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Officer Poole.
Lynn, question for the safe streets. If we were, I know last year at the end of at the conclusion of the program, the commissions wrote a support letter and sent that in just to be able to keep the program continuing on to the next year. Is that something that we should be thinking about doing at this point to make sure that they keep receiving funding for the program?
That's a great idea, Jennifer. I do think that also you have to justify your usage. Last year, they were in the Neighborhood Pride Center. As you came up with stuff, I fed it to them, or people stopped by and talked to them. We don't have that connection. So that's why I'm pushing us to be involved. I know with Sharon Ware last week, they walked the neighborhood with her. So I'm just trying to get them at every neighborhood I can with every issue that is coming up so that we can, as Officer Poole say, have a list of all the things that they did for this year in your areas.
Okay, we can work on that. And try, commissioners, try and get the word out. I know that at least from my experience on Facebook, the general public pretty much knows that our police are spread thin at this point, and I'm sure phone calls for them because of that have maybe lessened, because people realize the extent of how spread out that they are, and in certain cases just not able to address a lot of the things that they were able to maybe last year or in the past. But please try and get the word out to the community that if they need our officers, that we have safe streets available till the end of this month, and to please utilize them. Lynn, one question kind of relating to that a little bit, and Stanley's on the phone still. I know at one point the Department of Neighborhoods was looking into Nextdoor as a means for the area commission to reach its whole area with like announcements and messaging, so forth. Where are we with that? Because I feel like I've lost a whole major connection with the Blacklick area.
Yeah.
I think that I did talk to Pedro about that, and I do think we've made some inroads. Let me catch up with him again. I did just talk to him about that as related to the town halls.
Okay.
So, but let me check up and see where we are with that.
It would be wonderful if we could, as commissioners, put up something other than what we're having to type or to paste in. You know, when you have an announcement, it would be wonderful to take that and put it on Nextdoor as well. I'm trying, as Jennifer knows, to keep up the Blacklick area, but there's a dearth of information out there that they don't have.
Right.
And I'm totally amazed.
I heard we had made some inroads, but let me get the specifics.
Okay.
And I heard that as well. But I do think, with the times we're in, we are presented with a good opportunity for everyone to get this learning capabilities of social media, and also posting, whether it's in Nextdoor. So then everyone has those tools, because as we all know right now, it's necessary. And actually, you have to have it because of the times that we're in.
Yes, I agree.
Lynn, do you need me to send you an email, like a reminder, or to prompt you?
Yeah, I appreciate it if you would. Okay. Thank you.
Jennifer, I have a topic to follow up with from the last new business.
Okay.
We had talked about the gentleman that presented the Robert's Rule WebEx training.
Yes.
And we were looking to see if we could get him to maybe critique to enhance our professionalism during our Zoom meetings. Could we put that on the agenda to make sure that we discuss it at the next meeting, since hopefully we'll have a quorum?
Yes, I would really appreciate that. I know that
Okay.
we're pretty informal as a commission, and I know at times that has its advantages, but at times it has its disadvantages too. And I want to make sure that we're representing the commission in the best light possible. So
one thing that I picked up from his training is that Robert's rules can be viewed as guidelines that we don't have to follow them strictly. That there might be a little diversion from its rules, depending upon the nature of the commission, but not to throw them away, but still, keep them in mind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Robert's Rules is a conflict management tool, which would really benefit us when we're having a lot of people who are here. And Gene's right. Some of it you don't have to worry about at all. As I've told Gene, I will live with this for too many years to know about, to use Robert's Rules. So yeah.
I would still love, Lynn, a training that might put together maybe keywords or phrases that can be used to help commission chairs or zoning chairs or any
I
commissioner
totally agree.
moving
I
through
totally
the meeting.
agree. Yes.
Because at times you get stuck on points and you don't know how to maneuver out of it. And I think that would be so helpful to have those like phrases that maybe would help.
Yeah. Let me suggest that, especially in zoning, if we could have an actual recommendation from the zoning committee, okay, that comes to the commission, then we won't have to worry about the nonsense of making a positive motion in order to, even though we're all going to vote against it, because the motion could very simply would be to adopt a recommendation of the committee. And that would get you around all of that.
Yeah, we Brandon had an interest on being on the zoning committee, and I gave him Larry's email address so that way he could kind of start to be fostered under Larry, since he is the zoning guru of our
Amen.
commission. And hopefully if we get a committee going and that meets regularly, I think it would make the commission run smoothly, more smoothly.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I like what Jennifer does is that once she asks the zoning committee to present, she always asks, do you have a recommendation?
Exactly right.
And that right there lets us know, have a good idea of which direction to go in. So that's very helpful there.
Yeah, because then you don't have to worry about a motion, Gene, because the motion would, if you like it, would be the recommendation of the committee.
Yes.
Okay. Then let's have a recommendation that I would have at this point would be to have the members that are interested in the zoning committee see about having a meeting that they could develop a meeting date and a time that's regular in nature, and get that going.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't quite. I'm starting to have like a little vibration, and I didn't quite understand what Jim was saying. Could someone just go ahead and email me what she said so I can enter it in the minutes?
Yeah, just yes, we can do that.
Okay, are you going to do it, Jen, since you're the...
Sure.
All right then. Because like I said, you were breaking up and I couldn't quite get everything.
Okay, sorry. Yep, I will get the wording over to you of that.
So this is a recommendation to about the zoning committee.
Yes.
Okay then.
Yeah, just discussion.
Okay. Larry Marshall isn't here for a zoning update. We do have a special meeting next Tuesday, the 11th? Yes.
Yes, the 11th.
The 11th, and that will be in terms of one particular zoning, and that's Green Earth. GC maybe 05-20. Don't quote me on that, but that I'm thinking that's the zoning. And that whole meeting will be dedicated to that zoning issue. And hopefully by then I'll have more information from Attorney Dunbar. And who else? I can't think of who else, but hopefully we'll have more we'll have more information, so that way we could kind of settle that and get that pushed into onward to the Planning Commission. Lynn, we already went through the community update. Daryl, do we have anything else? Oh, Lynn, did you find out anything about if Julia received the paperwork then?
We got it worked out. Daryl, do you want to report on that?
Yeah. I did. I followed Gene's instructions to the letter, since he told me how to do this, and I actually took the MOA to the office, and somehow they didn't get it. So, and we didn't realize that until yesterday. So I sent them a new MOA by email, and apparently it's going straight through. But they couldn't find it.
Good.
So,
Okay.
that memorandum agreement is what it is.
And I apologize, Daryl, on the behalf of the Department of Neighborhoods. I don't know what happened.
No biggie.
They couldn't find it?
That's right, Gene.
Oh, sounds like
it is all your fault, because I followed your directions.
And that's what happened to me. They couldn't find mine for a while either. I said, what? So what are they going to do to me?
It's already done. I think they're going to cut a check pretty quick.
That's why we don't have any money right now.
No money. We have $300. That's all we got.
Things are going to be moving fast. Yes.
Well, I don't understand how they could lose it. You emailed it right directly to them. Gee. Be nice, Gene. Be quiet.
Things happen. Things get lost.
We're all human.
Yes.
Let's let the best practices get lost.
It's it's COVID.
It's COVID.
It's all because
of okay.
Okay. Okay, so that's where we are with that. So I think that's everything. And if so, we could adjourn early. Does anybody else have any questions, any other comments, any other new business?
Just one quick clarification from Daryl. The budget money is being sent.
MOA was sent today to Julia again. She responded.
I know you did. I know you did your part.
And I think, Lynn, if I saw the email right, that they're asking that a check be cut or it be deposited. Yes. Hopefully by tomorrow.
Okay. Check me cut.
Wow.
Things are going to happen quickly.
As quickly as any kind of government can be quick, right?
Okay. You're right.
That's pretty quick in a day.
You're right.
Yeah. Okay.
And Lynn, thank you so much for all you do.
Yes, thank you, Lynn.
Yes.
Thank you for all you do. Thank you for being the Far East Area Commission.
Oh, Ava, do you want to talk about the Shredded Day? Do you want to get a little shout out on that? If you're there.
She must be gone. I don't see her there.
I have her on like mute, but well, if I can give her a little shout out if you guys don't mind me reading it.
Oh, yeah, go ahead, Jennifer.
No, you go ahead, Ava. You go ahead.
We had over 200 cars come over to Lowe's.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and Jean, you were one of them. You and your wife.
Yes.
And they donated a lot of paper. gently used donations to Volunteers of America and electronics. And it was a wonderful event. It was one of the hottest days of the year, but we were very appreciative. So we thank we thank the Far East Area Commission for sending some of your people, because we know that you guys posted that in your newsletter and sent it out through your through your distribution. So we really thank you for participating.
We're always happy to help our sister commission. So.
Absolutely.
Yes, yes.
Well, thank you.
No problem. Okay, any other new business? No? Okay. Well, I want to say thank you to Stanley for being here, and Officer Poole, and Ava Johnson.
And Brandon.
I'm getting there. And Ava Johnson on behalf of the Greater Southeast Area Commission, and Brandon Collins for wanting to join on to a couple committees.
Here.
Yep, we're always happy to have help, because there's plenty of stuff to do.
Thank you all for all the work that you do.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank
And
you,
can I have a motion for adjournment?
I make a motion that we adjourn.
You can't motion. I mean, you can't vote.
Yeah,
You don't
we're adjourned. We can't make motions.
Yeah.
quorum.
Done.
Not even for adjournment? Oh, okay. Oh, well then I guess we're adjourned.
That was all recommendation. I mean, this was discussion.
Okay. Well, the discussion is to end the meeting.
Just the meeting ends.
Thank you, everybody. We'll see everybody on the 11th.
Okay, then
Thank you all.
end the meeting.
Thank you.
All right.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.